I was going to do it in Irish brogue. This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law. In accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. This meeting of March 17, 2025 was published in the Courier News and Star Ledger and placed on the borough's website and bulletin board at Borough Hall. A copy of this notice is available to the public, and a copy of this statement shall be included in the minutes of this meeting. Mayor Brian Gallagher.
Here.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Here.
Andrew Conti,
Here.
Glenn Denis,
Here.
Randy Pitts is excused this evening, Gina Stravic,
Here.
Roger Vroom.
Here. Please stand for the salute to the flag and please remain standing afterwards.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to just ask for a moment of silence. The Somerville Fire Department lost another longtime member, George Riemann. He was a member for about 63 years. That's a lifelong commitment to this borough and to the residents of this borough. George will be missed. He was a member of Engine Company, and he was a fixture in this borough. You'd see him driving up and down the streets all the time, and George is going to be missed. Thank you. Okay, can I have a motion for approval of the minutes of March 3?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denis,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Departmental reports and notices, just the one, the school board unofficial election results. I don't believe they are certified yet. However, both questions, question 1 and question 2, did pass. Next up, we have our budget presentation, the municipal budget, and I'm going to first turn it over to Roger for just kind of a brief intro on what's going on.
Sure. So as you may or may not know, the budget process takes pretty much the entire year. As soon as one budget is approved and put into action, the next budget starts being crafted. And it's a lot of time spent with the department heads. Obviously, Paige does a fantastic job, Kevin, and putting it all together to make sure that not only are we functional, but that we are highly functional, and that things that our departments need and the wants can be had that make the borough better. So fantastic job this year, and we look forward to the presentation. So Paige, if you're ready.
Come on down.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Same to you. It looks like we're good now.
Just make sure those microphones are on. They have to be read.
Both of them?
Yep.
Okay. We're good. Okay. All right, so this is the 2025 municipal budget. As Roger said, we started working on this in October and meeting with departments, and this is the culmination of all of that, the 6 months of time. Let's see. The Finance Committee consists of Council President Roger Vroom, who's the chairperson, Councilwoman Gina Stravic, who's the vice chair, myself, and Kevin Sluka. This presentation covers 3 budgets, which is in one document. It's the current fund municipal budget, the parking utility budget, and the capital budget. This is a look at the the 2025 current fund revenues, these are our local revenues, the ones we generally see every year. They change here or there. The one that we did quite well on was interest on deposits because we were getting a lot of bank interest. Hopefully that continues, but that is helping support the budget. We also have payment in lieu of taxes, which are pilot payments, and other contributions. The pilot payments are the new developments you see in town, and then the other contributions are other agreements that were made that wouldn't normally be taxed, but because, you know, we are the county seat, the county is paying for their social services building, and RWJ is paying for their bed tax as they are in other hospitals are paying in their towns. That's part of state law now. These are other offsetting revenues, grants. We have 4 grants listed here because at the time of budget introduction, that's what we know we currently have. We expect to see a lot more because we generally get about 10 to 12 grants a year. We have a lot of volunteers who put a lot of hard work in to get those grants, including the fire department and the police department getting their safety grants. We also have some shared services revenue coming in from Raritan for fire inspection and for CFO services. Fund balance is used to support the operating and capital budgets. This year we're using $5 million of surplus or fund balance, same thing. 3 million of it is supporting the current fund operating expenses, and 2 million is supporting capital infrastructure. So we're planning to do some capital ordinances or a capital ordinance this year, and that will be fully funded. These are a look at the 2025 department appropriations. These are general appropriations that we have every year. A lot of it is contractual with salary and wages, and then the other expenses. It includes things like solid waste, building grounds maintenance, police and public works. So that's what this represents, and recreation. We're doing other shared services, which we're paying, but still there's a significant cost savings because if we had to run our municipal court, it would be a lot more money with staffing, and so we have the municipal court is a shared service, and also property maintenance we're doing with Raritan, and we're paying them. They're employing the gentleman who is doing that. It's Brian. These are our statutory costs. They're the same every year for Social Security for all of the employees. They pay in as well. The PERS, Public Employment Retirement System, and the PFRS, which is the Police and Fire Retirement System. And then DCRP, which is a defined compensation program, which anybody over $5,000 has to be entered into. That's the state law. And there's a 3%, on the DCRP, there is a 3% match that we have to, that's what that amount represents. These are our utilities. Oh, wait, I lost that. Back up a little bit. Sorry. The utilities, they total $1,024,000. They're for street lighting, telephone, water, electricity. Everybody's utilities is going up everywhere. You know, so we added more because it's really an unknown at this point. So this is 2025 employee health insurance and other other insurance, liability insurance, workers' comp, dental, that's all included in this. It amounts to $2,682,000. Our employee group health insurance went up 9%, and other liability insurance went up 7%. The debt service totals $3,756,571, and that includes the onboarding for the whole year for the emergency services facility lease. The operational expenses for the budget, the salary and wages are $8,284,000, and the other expenses are $9,453,000. That comes right out of the budget document on sheet 17A. So this is what we're doing, some of the things we're doing this year. With the emergency services is completed and new, and people are moving in. Hopefully by the end of the month, everybody will be moved in. Walk Park pool renovations, that's currently, I believe they're going out for bid for that. And then, let's see, there was, it's kind of hard to see this one. This is the inclusionary playground at Carol Pager Park. Oops. That thing has a mind of its own. And then the pickleball courts and resurfacing and reorientation at Van Veer Memorial Park. That is going to happen. That is happening this year. And the Veterans Memorial Drive construction, Safe Routes to School project with the bike lane, that is finally going to be under construction. That's since 2016, I think. That was right after I got here. So, so in prior years, the past couple of years, we had some tree grants and the Lep Pool reconstruction. That was from Somerset County, and the borough did match that. That was fully operational in 2024. The tree grants, with the efforts of Councilwoman Stravic and the Environmental Commission, we've been getting a lot of tree grants. So we've been replacing trees, you know, as from the storm damage, as whenever we can and wherever we can. We normally get a lot of grants, like the local recreational grant, due to like Jason Kraska and Kevin Sluka, and the Recreation Commission. They really work hard to get all of these grants. So we have gotten those over the past 2 years, and we do expect to get another one this year. Understanding the budget. This is just something we put in because a lot of people don't understand that whatever we appropriate, the revenues have to match, and whatever it doesn't match is the taxation for the resident. So how does that translate to the average household? In Somerville, the average house is $276,200.
That's the assessed value.
That's the assessed value,
Yeah,
yes.
not the market value.
Right, that's correct. And, you know, when a revaluation happens, that will be a different number. And it will be spread evenly, you know, throughout. It's the same tax, but it's just, you know, divided up differently. So the average home in Somerville is $276,200, and that is, and that is, the calculation is divided, the net taxable value is divided by the number of parcels, which gives you the average home. This translates to the 2025 municipal portion of the tax bill being $3,142 with a municipal increase of $27
Over the year,
over the whole year.
from last year to this year.
Correct. And this is just another chart that shows, you know, where the assessed value falls, where your assessed value falls, it'll show you what your change was in your property assessed value. And this will be on the website, so anybody can go to the website and look at it. This is showing the summary of the tax rate and how it's divided out between the county, the school, and the municipal tax, and then the total tax. This is a look at our tax increase the last 10 years. Again, our 2025 municipal tax is $26.78 for the year, for the whole year. Our tax collection rate in 2024, sorry, that's an error, was 98.9%. And then that brings us to our parking utility budget. It's $862,000 in total. Just see. And that includes some capital that we put in for $50,000. We are looking to do some improvements to the parking utility. Our capital budget is $2,085,800. It includes the improvements to athletic courts at Vanderveer Memorial Park for $400,000, and then there's a $90,000 CDBG match to that. Community development match. And we have the Public Works project. We had to fund an additional $600,000 for the Safe Routes to School project. Hopefully that'll be the end of that, and we'll get that going. And then we have another project that has to be done. It's the Petersbrook, It's the Petersbrook head wall restoration and design. They're looking to design that and keep that. I know that's a historic wall. Anyway, so that was due to storm damage, and so we need to do something about that. We're doing the library restrooms, some renovations at Borough Hall. We have a rolling program to do security cameras borough-wide. And then there's some other equipment that the departments needed that we could capitalize on. And again, the capital is being fully funded. There's no debt being incurred for these. And a copy of this budget, it will be at Borough Hall. It's also on the website. And if there's any questions, they can reach out for me by email or, I'm always available. I'm there, so.
Great.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Very concise, very simple for all of us to understand, and I think more importantly for the public to understand. And I think the increase is minimal at $27 over the course of a year. That's how much a month? $2 a month additional? Yeah, very. There's been a lot of councils over a lot of years that have squeezed and pushed and pulled this budget. And Dennis Sullivan's in the audience. He was a part of that. And over the course of years, we've managed to put together budgets that are the least impactful to the taxpayer, but have the most benefit to the taxpayer. And I think Roger, Gina, I think you've done a great job. Obviously, Paige and Kevin, I think you've done a great job as well. So, anybody from council? Comments, questions, statements?
I just think we're lucky to be in Somerville and have the good management that we have.
Yeah.
Our town is in good stead, so I appreciate that.
What I'll do is, before Paige leaves, I'm just going to open it up to the public for comments, if they do have any. And I just ask you to state your name and address for the record and just address your comments to me. Sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Too much celebrating yesterday. Dennis Sullivan, 8 South Richards Avenue. First, a comment. people always complain about their taxes. But if you look at the tax increase over the last 10 years, and you take out the 1 year, and I don't remember exactly
I was trying to figure that
what
out myself.
generated
Yeah.
that big increase. You were mayor at the time, I remember. But I was finance chair.
I think you
so-
were finance chair.
So we're equally to blame. But if you take out that 142, that leaves an aggregate of $196 increase over 9 years. That's $22 a year. That's good management and hard-working management. So I thank you for that. Question. The stat you have, Paige, we will know probably tomorrow night what the school budget will be. Will that affect the calculations here? Because you made an estimate, correct?
Right, on
Okay.
2%.
So that might change. All right, and then the only other question I had, the sheet where you show the pilot revenue, is there any way to estimate what the taxes would be without pilot?
Well,
Assuming we funded everything that we funded this year.
without the projects actually occurring?
Yeah. I estimated $800 per household.
You know what, I don't know the number, but it would be exorbitant.
And I think people need to understand that.
Yeah.
Because as a private citizen now, I'm out and about just as much as I was, when I was in your seat. And I hear about the traffic, and I hear about the high rises, but I don't hear about what that revenue means. 25 years ago, you couldn't give a house away in Somerville because the value of your house based on the value of your taxes was huge. I had 4 houses on my street alone that sat for over 6 months. Now it's less than a month. And that didn't happen by accident. So yes, we have growth, we have traffic, but we also have a lot of incentive to live here. So I want to thank the council and the administration, for nurturing that. And hopefully we're not done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Any other public comment? Hearing none, I'll close the public session. All right. Paige, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All that hard work,
Thank you.
very much appreciated. Now start on the 26th.
Get right to it.
All right. This is the introduction for the 2025 municipal budget and user-friendly budget. Do we have a motion?
So moved?
Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denis,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I did skip something, didn't I? All right. Because I went out of order, I will circle now back to committee reports. And we'll start with Andrew.
Nothing to report this.
Okay, Gina.
The Board of Health meets Wednesday at 6 PM. If anybody's interested, do come by at the county building on Warren Street. I might note that the reports I've been getting is RSVP and COVID concerns are down, although what is up is concerns about child immunizations. And the county does have several clinics going on, and you can find those clinics at the county website. Regarding the Somerville Rescue Squad, I got a couple different reports from them. One, February had about 126 dispatches, and also received the 2024 report. They've got their numbers totaled out, and they had 1,517 calls in 2024. So 1,517 calls in 2024, 13,400 volunteer hours. The response time in Somerville is 3.9 minutes, so I think you're in good hands. And then we also have a shared collaborative, so they go into other communities and help as well. And that report time is 7.2 minutes. So think about trying to get to certain parts of Bridgewater, Branchburg, and so on, 7.2 minutes from calls out of town. So I think those numbers are impressive. They do great work, and they're, like the fire department, everyone is looking for volunteer help. I think it's a great way to spend some time doing good for the community. So thank you to the rescue squad, and that concludes my report.
Great, thanks, Gina. Glenn?
Okay, I have a couple different things. First, we'll start with the fire department. As stated, they are operating out of the ESF. They're still finalizing some equipment and working out some of those things. Many of you experienced the successful St. Patrick's Day Parade. Thank you to the fire department for all their help and organization with that, and bringing the apparatus as well. They also had a successful career day at Somerville High School recently, and they also wanted to use that as a reminder that at age 15, you can apply to become a junior firefighter and gain some valuable experience. So if you are interested in finding out more about that, you can reach out through their website at, it's just somervillefd.org. And then for the Environmental Commission, we met last week, covered a wide range of topics. I'll just hit some of the highlights. They received a grant, $750 from the Native Plant Society, and will be working on some raised bed pollinator gardens at the Vanderveer Elementary School. We talked about we're helping support some garden restoration and projects going on at the Wallace House, and then there's a number of upcoming dates. There's a sustainability seminar that will be held right here on March 31st at 7 p.m., talking about New Jersey's changing climate with Dr. Robinson. Our Community Garden Volunteer Day is April 5th with a rain date of the 6th. You can also apply for raised beds in the community garden by signing up for a lottery as of March 28th, and those winners will be announced at the Green Fair on April 26th. The Earth Day weekend will be that April 25th, 26th. We'll have a townwide swap with more information on our socials. The Green Fair will be held from 11 to 2 on Division Street. Come and learn and experience a wide variety of ecological and environmental activities and experience the booth there. The first quarterly newsletter came out last month. Be sure to sign up to look for that as well. And then also keep eye out for any volunteer opportunities that are constantly posted on Instagram and Facebook for them. And then my final piece will actually have a resolution later on, but I just wanted to mention the Tour of Somerville. The committee's working very hard. They're very excited. It is 80 years of racing. We're celebrating a big one this year. So be on the lookout for all sorts of information that will slowly be coming out. It won't just be a one-day event on Memorial Day, May 26th, but there'll be different things going on and different ways you can participate and donate throughout the time leading up to it as well. So make sure to mark your calendars for that Memorial Day. Come to the parade, stay for the races. So thank you, Mayor.
That's great. Excellent, thank you. Teresa?
Thank you. So the Somerville Youth Services Commission met on Thursday, March 13th. We got a report from Dr. Straczynski at the middle school about the success of 8th grade challenge day. Once again, it was a fantastic program. It was a day filled with fun activities as well as conversations on deep, hard-hitting topics. The kids walked away feeling closer bonds with classmates that they may have previously been at odds with. So, and I can personally report that my son came home and like a weight had been lifted off of him. So, it was a very special day, and Somerville is fortunate that we have that program in our community for our kids.
My son agrees, Teresa.
Thank you.
It was a great
Yeah.
program.
Yes. And then the Somerville Public Safety Committee will be meeting this Thursday, March 20th at 6 p.m. right here in the Civic Center. That's all I have.
Great, thank you. Roger?
I just wanted to congratulate the Somerville St. Patrick's Day Committee on another amazing job. I'm sure the mayor's going to be touching on it, but it was an absolutely fantastic event. It's always wonderful to see so many volunteer organizations get to march down our street, so many children and members of the community showcasing their talents. I think it's truly tremendous. It's done, the parade is organized by all volunteers, and it's a lot of time and a lot of dedication, and they do a great job every year. This year was no exception. So again, just tremendous job, and thank you all for your hard work.
Awesome. And it was an incredible parade.
How many people?
Well, you know what, I've been involved for 30 years. I started on the committee, and then when I became an elected official, I came off the committee. But I've been involved for 30 years, and I can tell you this was by far the biggest crowd. I'm guesstimating probably 35,000, 40,000 people somewhere in that neck of the woods. The DSA will come out with a number. They have a way of calculating it based upon, they count the amount of people in a section and then just kind of extrapolate. But it was 7 to 10 people deep the entire length of the parade. And to have a parade of that size, with that many people and little to no incidents, is just, it's a testament to the community. It's a very family-oriented parade. You have a lot of parades in different communities, and they become something that they shouldn't, and that doesn't happen here. It really is. I think part of it is because it's a 2-hour time frame. It's 2 hours for the parade, and then everybody just kind of disperses and goes, to their St. Patrick's parties, or they go home. It turned out very well. Kudos to all of our emergency services for handling things very well. DPW was out there as well. I saw them. They did a fantastic job. So it really is a very coordinated event between volunteers, paid professionals, and the residents. And everybody did a great job. So it was wonderful. Very quick, Glenn, if you could, and the Environmental Commission may or may not know about this, on the Raritan River Greenway, down behind Public Works, there's a section that has the invasive bamboo, and it's just growing and growing and growing. And I think it's something we need to address before it really starts to, it's been there probably for at least about 10 years now. And it just, every year it gets a little bit bigger, to the point where it's actually overgrowing the trail, and you have to almost walk through a tunnel. And it's just gonna keep expanding. And I think we need to see if we can't get, I don't know if that's our property or if the county controls that property along the riverfront. I'm just not sure.
I'd have to look at it.
I would have to look at it too. But I think it's something that warrants our attention.
Okay.
Before it encroaches, even further. Yeah, so. All right, that's all I have. At this point, I will ask for a motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved?
Second,
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner,
yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Okay, meeting is open to the public. Mr. Sullivan.
I just missed the camera time, Mayor. What can I say? Dennis Sullivan, 8 South Richards Avenue. On the bamboo, Channel 12 had a lead story at 5 o'clock today.
Really?
About the cost and the length of time it takes. It could run a property owner between $5,000 and $8,000 to remove bamboo from their property. And it's not always possible because it grows deep as well.
Yeah,
So if you see any public, please let the mayor know, and we'll get the men out there, because it's,
Well, I believe there was a town, were they reporting on a town that's enacting an ordinance?
they said
against-
multiple towns are
Okay.
in the process.
We put an ordinance in place, Glenn, 2 years ago? Because there was a property in town with bamboo, and yes, it is extremely invasive. Solutions are not simple and expensive, pretty much digging the whole yard up to get the roots out and then treating it with herbicides, so chemical treatment. I don't know how we're gonna deal with that on the river, but.
Yeah, there are not enough pandas in the world to take care of bamboo. Next comment, you have an ordinance for introduction tonight, removing some parking
Correct.
on West High Street. I would just ask that either the council or the Public Safety Committee take a look at Ross Street, because it's my fear that if we remove about 10 spaces,
3.
well, three even, it could have a ripple effect. And the people on Ross Street for years have been inundated with commercial parking during the day. Also, might be wise to notify the school that they may have to, police their lot a little bit better, because those cars will find a place to park.
Yeah, if it carries tonight, which I think it will, we'll notify the school.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other public comment? I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved?
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Okay, ordinances for introduction. We have 2 of them tonight. The first one is 2758, which is amending Chapter 166-44. no stopping or standing to remove parking, 3 parking spaces on the north side of West High Street, easterly of Davenport Street. Teresa?
Thanks. He was just telling me where Ross Street is. I had no idea. So I was trying to go where. Yes, thank you. So the reason for this ordinance would be because upon a report from Officer Chudy from the Traffic Enforcement Division of the Somerville Police Department, we were told that in the past year, 14 accidents resulting in 11 injuries, 7 reports of property damage. 7 of those accidents were in the past 3 months at the corner of Davenport and West High Street. Basically, it is the highest number of traffic accidents at any intersection in town. When we received that report, the Public Safety Committee, it was discussed, and one of the best options that they came up with was removing those 3 spots at the corner, and to basically open up visibility, because that is a huge problem. People are going through the stop sign or they're inching up, and it's hard to see if you're able to actually proceed because it's blocked by cars on this way, blocked by cars on that way, and you're edging up. It's very difficult. So that's the reason for this ordinance, is to open up the visibility on that corner and hopefully diminish the amount of traffic accidents that are happening at that intersection. And it worked really well on Mountain when the county did the traffic study at the end of, was that also High Street? Cliff. Yes, thank you. And according to Officer Chudy, the accidents have pretty much completely stopped there because there's a lot of visibility. They can easily pull it out on a mountain. So that's it.
Okay,
Report.
great. It's a common sense. Actually, we had a resident here, I think it was Mr. Cisco, had brought this up as a potential short-term solution, and I think it's great that we're taking action on it. Public comment on 2758? Hearing none, close 2758, and I will ask for a motion for introduction.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Okay, 2759 is amending Chapter 102-43 of the Borough Land Use Code entitled Filing of Applications, reducing the necessary time to review applications due to modern technology. So if you take a look at the reading of the ordinance, it's been redlined as to what is changing. And essentially, we're going from either 35 days or 28 days down to 21 days. The planning board, in conjunction with our professionals, looked at this. It was a holdover from the days of paper and mail. And there was discussion about, they could go down to 14, but the board felt 21 is probably better, just to allow that additional time, both for professional review and for public review as well. They all felt that 28 or 35 was a little excessive, as do the applicants as well. So I will ask for public comment on 2759. Hearing none, close 2759. Ask for a motion for introduction.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance for public hearing and adoption, number 2757, is amending ordinance as noted, establishing a salary range for employee titles to be paid to certain officers and employees of the Borough of Somerville. This ordinance just establishes or reestablishes anytime there's a change in salaries, and it establishes the minimums and maximums for any and all of the salaries within the borough. I will ask for a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, public hearing is now open. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, motion for adoption, please.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Okay, consent resolutions. There is one, the resolution itself has some minor modifications in it. It's number 93. The amounts in the head of the resolution are correct. There was some minor modifications to the actual numbers in the whereases within the resolution. Are there any to be pulled off for further discussion? Okay. 82 is approving the Alfa Romeo Owners Club to utilize parking spaces in front of the courthouse on May 30th and August 22nd, 5 to 9 p.m. for cruise night. 83 is approving event permit for Somerville Rescue Squad to use Lepp Park for a community event on April 12th with a rain date of April 26th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. 84 is approving the Z-Car Club to utilize parking spaces in front of the historic courthouse on June 20th from 5 to 9 p.m. for cruise night. 85 is approving the final change order and payment for construction cost in the amount of $312,874 to FDS Somerville NJ LLC. 86 is authorizing the following salary changes and adjustments for the non-union management and non-contractual employees for 2025. 87 is approving the 80th Annual Tour of Somerville Bike Race and Memorial Day Parade on Memorial Day, May 26th, and approving all required road closures as defined by the road closure and detour plans. 88 is amending Resolution 305, authorizing the Borough Council of the Borough of Somerville acting as the housing agency to administer the Section 8 Housing Assistance Payments Program and adopting the 5-year agency plan with revisions as per memorandum dated February 26, 2025. 89 is approving road closure of Green Street between Davenport and Mercer Street, Saturday, March 22, starting at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the church's grand reopening of Shiloh Pentecostal Church with a name change. 90 is authorizing temporary appropriation for 2025 parking utility budget. 91 is authorizing the temporary appropriation for 2025 current operating municipal budget. 92 is authorizing an interlocal agreement between the Somerville Board of Education and the Borough, excuse me, Borough of Somerville for salting services and related services. 93, authorizing payment of $84,209 to the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank for distributions previously made for the remediation of the green seam remediation in order to close out the remaining bond balance of $528,880.27, not required to be applied to permanent financing for the Borough of Somerville. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, bills and vouchers. Roger.
So we have a full pendulum swing here. A few meetings ago, we approved over $9 million. I think this may be one of our smallest approvals that we've had in recent memory. So I make a motion to pay bills and vouchers in the amount of $797,878.86.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Denis, I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting is adjourned.